Tas pats, kas Latvijā un Latvijas pašvaldības savienību, un pēc pašvaldību izaicinājumi Norvēģijā, tad viņa pārstāvs.
Thank you very much, dear friends of local democracy, for this opportunity to speak on the challenges of the local government of Norway, and also some of our strategies to face these type of challenges, and of course to get some new perspectives and new ideas from you as well. First, I would like to say 2 words, or 3, about KS. KS is an association which all the local authorities and regional authorities are member in our association. We are an interest organization and we are a bargaining organization. In the interest organization, we have meetings with the parliament and with the ministries. We have a system that we meet the ministries 3 times a year. Now in October and November, we will meet about 10 ministries on the issues that are facing us right now and the years to come. And integrated in this consultative mechanism, we have 3 mechanisms. One is that we are together to try to find the financial consequences of all new legislations and have a new mechanism that allow us to be participant early when the government make new legislation. And we also have a mechanism that makes us have a possibility to make agreements with the national governments instead of having new legislation and regulation. We are a bargaining organization. That means that we do negotiate on the wages for all the employers and employees in the local governmental sector. We have a headquarters in Oslo, but we are represented all over the country. So, what are the challenges and perhaps some of the solutions? I will depart from this long-term plan that we newly adopted, and the picture shows that the road to heaven or to a better future always is through the local municipalities. The most important issues that we see are facing us the next 4 years. It's 6 issues. 3 of them are cross-sectoral, and 3 of them are sectoral. The cross-sectoral are issues that we always deals with. It's about democracy, economy, and how we do as an employer organization. And when it comes to the democracy, the state is very good. It's a good situation, but we always need improvement, and that improvement must be within the representative system. So what we focus on is the elected people being better in doing their political leadership at local level. And we also focus on the citizens, because we think it will be more necessary that we, as a system, view the citizens so that they can be seen and heard in the daily life, and also that the citizens get more responsibility and that we trust the citizen. Not only that the citizen trusts us, but we have to trust the citizen. When it comes to the economy, there are more people, there are new challenges, we have a lot of debt. So the challenge is to have a real income growth, and also at the same time we have to be more effective and be better in the financial management local level. On employer issue, the situation is that they are very satisfied with the local government as an employers, but we always need new recruitment, because of more people, more needs, and more competition to get the best staff. So we need to be better to recruit and maintain the relevant and the high competent staff. The more pinpointed challenge is to reduce the sickness of when you're not at work. That has to be reduced, and we have to raise full-time don't are in need of the public services as much as today. When it comes to allowances, the situation is good. The young people are better off, having a good time, better than ever, but some are dropouts and some are in the risk zones of being dropouts, both of schools and of society, and then from the labor market, and then you get the problems with your income, and then your children will not be able to participate in the same activities as other children. So the challenge is early effort, try to pick up the people in the risk zone, but at the same time as being pinpointed, we have to work with the universal level so that people always are at the same arena. So you have to both be careful of some people and work with everybody. So when it comes to regional cities and districts, the challenge is to get a regionally balanced development, because we as many other countries face centralization. The other challenge is to get a real environmentally sustainable development. So what we try to do is to build up the regional level to be stronger political bodies so that they can take the leadership to develop Norway regionally. And also we try to make the local authorities be the real front soldiers in the struggle and the battle of climate change. I will do some examples, but I have to narrow it, and I then go just to the inclusive democracy. To make some glimpse of instruments and methods that we use to facing this challenge of developing a more inclusive democracy. I love this picture, so I have to use it even today. Often we are told from the national level that people don't care about local democracy as long as they get their public services. But that's not true. Because when we ask people, people say, we disagree with that. Local democracy is more important than maintaining the public services. So the point is, we have to represent the citizen, and we have to keep the citizens' values up in front of the national politicians. What is good democracy? We have debated that for 2,500 years, and here is the solution. Well, what we did was invite 5 researchers on local democracy to try to find some common for describing good democracy. But the point here is that we need a normative platform to be agree on. This is what we do and think is good local democracy in Norway. And then we can go and move from normative to the empirical state. So we have to move from these values to make some standards, to make some indicators, so that we can measure how good is the local democracy in your can you do better off to be a better good governance at local level? Not just asking people, but look at all the statistics, and they come up with some answers that I probably not are able to move people into. But the point of methods and strategy is that we have to move on behalf of research and documentation. And what we do is that we take these findings, these results, directly into another tool that we have. That is KS Counselor Training Program. This is a program that we do every elective period, and we try to, we have reached 93% of all the local politicians. That means 11,500 people. And what was found in the survey on the last slide is that trust is the most important thing. So we have named the Counselor Training Program for trust. The other thing we found was that it's very important that the local politicians know about their role as a politician when they are elected people. So all of the program is focused on the different roles that you now have got when you are elected. This is a beautiful picture of all the mayors in 2014 outside the Royal Castle when we celebrated the 200 years of our Constitution. Another way to move to more inclusive democracy is to have a focus on both participation in election and participation between election. The method, again, is research and development first, and then we can disseminate good ideas. And I would like to get some of the results, because when it comes to participation in the election, many tries several ways to get more participation, but none of them function. What the researchers found is that the participation in election is mainly due to individual and nothing to do to the local authorities, almost nothing. But what the local authorities can do is the situation of employment and unemployment. That is the factor. So if you have a local authority with high unemployment, you have also low participation in election. And that means that if you are going to have more inclusive democracy, you have to have a more inclusive working life. So that's a different kind of working when you're working in democracy, trying to get more people to work. That's a democratic issue. But of course also, when you look close to cases, the researchers find that the local politicians can make a difference. And therefore, we also try to focus a lot on the local political leadership. Another method is to facilitate arenas. To have a more inclusive democracy, we work with those groups that are not so participating today. And that means immigrants and youths. The immigrants, we have, together with the National Parliament, an arrangement on the United Nations Migration Day in December, when we invite all elected immigrants at a gathering at our house and at the Parliament, meeting the national politicians, exchange experience, and building networks. When it comes to youth, we don't work directly to them, but we try every second year to have meetings with the youth organization of the political parties and the youth association of all the youth organizations. When we say this is what we have found on local democracy last year, and it's going very much good things abroad. Among these, the local democracy week that is every year in October, and the theme of this year is building inclusive societies. So that is a perfect match when it comes to the challenge that we meet. So we have to try to be better to participate in European initiatives. But what I told is basically moving from documentation, and then you can make some efforts. But that is a challenge as well, because then you can be reactive. So we have to try to be more proactive, and that means we have to not only search for the best practice that is today, we have to also search for next practice that is tomorrow. And how do we do that? We tried that one method could be that we, as an association, will facilitate pilot municipalities, but at the same time hold on the value of documentation, so that we will combine the facilitating method with the documentation method, so that we can have follow-up research, so we know what is working and what is not working, so we can get the good ideas spread to other people. So, good friends of local democracy, we are very eager to try to find new strategies, new ideas, new instruments to make more inclusive democracy, both in Norway, and I would like to get some ideas from you in the lunch or other times, so that we can move on to adapt the democratic value to the challenges that is ahead of us, because the overall aim is that we can secure the democratic values, because they are valuable and they are useful both for interaction and for decision making of what is regarded as common interests, both at national and at local level. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Noteikti ir kādi jautājumi mūsu kolēģiem. Droši. Celiet roku.
Jūri, ja tu pateiksi, mums ir plāni, kā reorganizēt programmu, par jautājumu varbūt būs?
Jā, ja jūs esat sapratījušies no tā, ka mums vēl viens lektors ir tikai tādēļ, mēs esam to lektoru pārtīkuši šodien. Es ļoti ceru, ka viņš par klaudēt uzmosies, līdz ar to mums ir dažas minūtes, ko pajautāt, uzdot jautājumus. Droši, celiet rokas. I told them they should not be afraid of listening to the deliverer, because our next speaker will be pushed on to the second part of the night movie.
Jautājums varbūt ir drusciņas sāpīgs nobeigt kolēģiem. Viņiem, cik es zinu, ir priekšā tāda pati smagi izvērtāti Latvijā, par ko nebija diskutēt, tas ir pašvaldību reforma lieluma skaitiņā. Kā viņi, pašvaldību pārstāvs skatās uz šo lietu un kāds ir pēdējās domas par tādām lietām?
We are very familiar with reform. We have done a lot of we have a good dialogue with our members in 2012 and 2013 to find out what will be the most important things that we can face to the national government. And that will be that the processes have to be at local level, and it has to be with the impact of the local democracy. And it has been like that. It's not force, it's based on local processes. The local processes has been going on for 2 years, and the 1st of July this year, they had to make a decision whether to continue staying alone or to merge with they wasn't like that they were totally agreed, the neighbors. So it is about 70 municipalities that are agreed on making fewer municipalities, so that the 70 will be 30. That means we will have a reduction of 40 municipalities in Norway. That is for now. And now we have a system at the regional level where the state is represented at the regional level. And the state will make a summary of what the local politicians have said, and they will also make a proposal on what they mean will be the best structure. And that may be from two different kinds of pictures. And the reason for it is that the parliament gets a better freedom to decide in the winter time, because they can lean on the local processes and they can lean on the state representatives at the regional level. But there are no signals that it will be a major force process in the winter. So we think it will be about 40 municipalities less. But we also think that the parliament is not satisfied, so they will have some signals on how to continue with the reform. But we also know that next spring it's election day, and then we don't know anything, because politics is politics, and that is what the democracy is all about.
Yes, thank you. Lūdzu, vēl kāds jautājums? Austrālijas mikrofons ir brīvs.
Man ir jautājums, kāda ir tieši asociācijas loma, vai asociācija ieņem aktīvu dalību šajā procesā, vai veic kādas pētījumus, un kādā veidā pārstāv pašvaldības šajā apvienošanās procesā?
Yes, we have had a specific research for trying to figure out the problem of scale. That means that the single municipality have responsibility for more tasks than the single municipality has capacity to fulfill. And how do we move from there? The national government, they think that merging is one solution, but there are more solutions. You can integrate, you can put things out on the market, you can let some get more objectives and tasks than other ones. You can continue with a lot of municipalities, but you can have a stronger steering from the national level. So there are a lot of alternatives. So we try to get the dilemmas. We don't want to pinpoint any specific solution, because our members, they are not agreed, and when the members are not agreed, then we have to move on the basis of the diversity of the members. So it's not natural for us to have an opinion of whether you should merge, cooperate, anything else. So our position is that these must still be up to the local politicians to choose among the alternatives. That is our position. And that we advocate, of course, to the ministries, to the parliament, to the political parties. That is one of the interest organization. When it comes to the local processes, we facilitate some, but not all, because it's a national reform, it's a state reform, initiated from top down, and they have their own facilitators from the national level to make this reform happen. And we can't be very eager, so we have to balance all the time. So we facilitate a little, but not much.
Thank tad mēs varam teikt ar aplausiem vēlreiz.